You've been sold a lie of noble heroes and charming outlaws. The real Wild West was not a movie. It was written by these men, and they were ruthless. Welcome to Great History. We don't just tell you the story, we revive the faces who lived it. Today, we unmask 10 figures of the American frontier so relentless. You will never see the Wild West the same way again. Number 10, John Wesley Hardin. Look into these eyes. This was not a bank robber. He was not a typical outlaw. He was a man of pure menace. At just 15 years old, he first took a life. By the time he was 20, his reputation was already legend. He claimed his actions were always in self-defense, yet his list of encounters grew to over 40 names. Hardin was a walking storm, a man who ended conflicts with chilling speed. His journey was one of unmatched hostility, even for the Wild West. Number 9, Jesse James. The legend paints him as America's Robin Hood, a folk hero who stole from the rich. The truth is far more complex. His story begins not as an outlaw, but as a guerrilla fighter in the Civil War. He learned brutal tactics in that shadow war, and he never stopped using them. His targets were often banks and trains, yes, but his methods were unforgiving. His path was not one of heroism, it was a path of bitter conflict and calculated intimidation. Number 8, Belle Starr. Known as the Bandit Queen, but she was no damsel in distress. Belle was a mastermind. She didn't just follow the outlaw gangs, she organized them. She ran their safe houses and managed their stolen goods. Belle played a dangerous game, navigating a world of violent men by being smarter and in many ways, colder. Her loyalty was flexible. She used the system, the men around her, and the law itself purely to her own advantage. You have just seen 3 faces, revived from the past. There are thousands more waiting. Click subscribe and help us revive them all. Number 7, Billy the Kid. The legend paints him as a young rebel, a tragic figure fighting a corrupt system. But this kid was no misunderstood teenager. He was a product of the Lincoln County War, a brutal corporate conflict. And he chose his side. He was lethal, charismatic, yes, but with an ice-cold trigger finger. He specialized in ambushes and surprise encounters, often ending a man's life before he even knew he was in a fight. He wasn't a hero. He was a survivor who made sure he was the one who walked away. Number 6, Wild Bill Hickok. They called him the Prince of Pistoleers, a legendary lawman. But Wild Bill was also a showman. He lived for his own reputation, and he protected that reputation fiercely. He was haunted, constantly looking over his shoulder. This paranoia made him dangerously fast. In one tragic incident in Abilene, his nervous reaction cost his own deputy his life. Noble lawman, or a high-strung gambler who was just quicker than the rest? The line is very thin. Number 5, Wyatt Earp. This is the face Hollywood loves, the hero of the OK Corral, the symbol of frontier justice. But the real Wyatt Earp was complicated. Before he was a famous marshal, he made his living as a car dealer, a bouncer, and an investor in questionable establishments. But his true ruthless side came after the famous gunfight. His vendetta ride was not justice. It was a relentless hunt. a calculated campaign where Earp and his men acted as judge, jury, and finisher. Number 4. John Johnson. He earned one of the most terrifying nicknames on the frontier. The legend says that after his wife was harmed, he began a personal war. The stories told about him were extreme. They said he would perform grisly rituals on his fallen foes. We cannot verify if these dark legends are true, but the fact that these stories existed and that people believed them tells you everything you need to know about his fearsome reputation. Number 3. Doc Holliday. This man was a walking contradiction. By day, he was John Henry Holliday, a highly educated dentist, a Southern gentleman who spoke Latin. By night, he was a ghost at the card table. The truth is, he was a dead man walking. The consumption that hollowed his lungs didn't just make him weak, it made him volatile. He had nothing to lose, and a man with nothing to lose is a man who fears no one. His loyalty to Wyatt Earp wasn't just friendship, it was suicidal. He was a ticking time bomb in a gentleman's suit, just waiting for someone to give him a reason. Number 2. Judge Roy Bean. What is true power? Is it the man with the fast gun, or is it the man who owns the man with the gun? Roy Bean was the law west of the Pecos. He held court in his own saloon. But this court was not a temple of justice. It was a web, and he was the spider. His justice was performance. He didn't just find men. He would search their pockets and then find them the exact amount they were carrying. The most infamous story: a man had an unfortunate end. Outside his saloon, Bean fined the corpse $40 for carrying a concealed weapon. It was all the money the dead man had. The men we've seen so far, they took lives with a gun. Roy Bean, he owned lives with a badge. He proved that resistance was futile. We have seen 9 stories, and now only one remains. Number 1. Before we reveal our final choice, who is yours? Pause the video and leave your final thought in the comments below. Ready? Let's begin the final story. Number 1. Tom Horn. He is our choice. Why? Because he represents the end of the Wild West and the beginning of something far more modern. He was a stock detective. That was the polite term. His real job was to make problems disappear. Cattle barons, large corporations of their day, would hire him. He was a professional, an operative. He would end a person's life from 300 yards away for a paycheck. For Tom Horn, it was never personal. It was just business. And that is the most ruthless thing of all. We have revived these 10. The next face we revive is your choice. Cast your vote in the comments. We are reading all of them.